What is up, everyone? Welcome to the channel. My name is Jeff. This is Where to Next Overland. And on today's video, I'm going to share with you all 5 reasons why 2022 is the absolute best year to get started overlanding. So let's jump right in. The overland community has never been bigger or stronger than it is today. You've probably seen that overlanding has exploded in popularity over the last handful of years. And the benefit of this is that the community has also exploded to the point where whatever you're looking to do, wherever you're looking to go, chances are someone has been there and done that and can help you to figure out how you can do it yourself. This means that there is so much more support available now in 2022 than there has been at any time in the past. Specifically, a few of my personal favorites. The first is Expedition Portal. I can spend hours browsing trip reports and finding things that inspire me. Ooh, what's this? Where to Next Overland? Epic Overland Adventure. Well, that sounds pretty rad. Of course, there are a ton of other community resources available on Expedition Portal, so you can find answers to pretty much any overlanding related question you may have. Another great online community is Overland Bound, where there's a ton of great information for those just getting into overlanding, as well as those who have been out exploring for decades. With specific subforums for beginners to ask questions and get answers, it's a great place to come for support. Of course, there are also a ton of subforums here as well for just about everything. Looking for camp kitchen ideas? This community has you covered. Oh, Overland Cocktail Bar. Looks like I've got a new project for the winter. Now, believe me, I know that there are going to be some people watching this video who are going to be saying that is the problem with overlanding. It is too popular. Now everyone's doing it. It's not cool anymore. The trails are clogged. You can't get a good campsite. And it's just not true. Is it more popular? Yes. Is it ruining overlanding? Absolutely not. Because with community comes support and inspiration, because chances are whatever you're looking to do, whatever overlanding means to you or whatever area you are in, someone is out there doing it and documenting it, and they can help you get started on your journey. And this means that it's going to be easier for you if you're looking to get started overlanding in 2022. That's right, EXPOS are back. After being mostly canceled or absent in 2020 due to certain world events, EXPOS are back and better than ever. And the reason that I am making EXPOS a part of this list as to why 2022 is the best year ever to get into overlanding is the simple fact that EXPOS are a great way to dip your toe into the overlanding world. There's so much that you can learn from these EXPOS. You can take courses, you can check out gear, you can get inspired on what you want to do and what direction you might want your vehicle build to go. It's like being a kid in a candy store for an overland adventure enthusiast. And even if you have not started overlanding, I would wager that if you go to an expo, it might give you that little kick that you need to get you started. Fair warning though, attending an expo could be a little bit hard on the wallet. It's a little easy to get carried away, so maybe leave the old wallet in the glove box, or don't. Go ham. Have fun. Next up, I want to talk about online resources, because this is an area that has exploded over the last couple of years. And when I say online resources, I mean places that you can connect with other overlanders. It also means that things like trip planning are now made exponentially easier than they were just a few short years ago. Now I want to spend a minute specifically talking about trip planning, because this is an area that has exploded over the last couple years in terms of online resources available to help you plan a trip much easier than you ever could before. There are now more sites than ever that offer specific overland routes all over the world, no matter where you are, and some of these sites will allow you to download GPX files straight to your GPS device or your smartphone. And this means that you can get access to routes that are already created. And I cannot stress enough, that is one of the things that holds more people back than anything else, is not knowing where to go. Some of these even offer points of interest along the way, which I think is super cool because not only do you have the route, but then you also have things that you can stop and see along the way. Maybe it's hikes, maybe it's a waterfall, maybe it's a cave, maybe it's an abandoned mine. And this just enhances the trip without you having to do that extra legwork. There's already enough to think about if you're just getting into overlanding. This is something that can make taking that step much, much easier. Now, let me share a few of my own personal favorite resources when it comes to trip planning. These are the ones that I tend to go to. There are others. I'm not saying these are the best. I'm not sponsored by any of these. These are just the ones that I tend to like the most. Now, one of the first places that I tend to go if I'm looking for trails is called trailsoffroad.com. And this is a great website to grab trail information, whether it's in your backyard or whether it's halfway across the country, at least if you live in the United States. So what I love about Trails Off-Road is once you start looking into a trail, you'll see things like difficulty and length and elevation, so you can get a little bit of an idea of what the trail is going to look like. You can download GPX files straight to your GPS or phone. And then there's also some great information and pictures and sometimes videos of what it might look like along the route. Another online resource that I love when it comes to route planning is Overland Trail Guides. This is a site I came across a few years back, and I absolutely love the fact that most of their routes are focused on multi-day trips. A little more in the spirit of overlanding versus Trails Off-Road, which I feel like is more day trips and shorter trips generally. They also have good route details, great GPX files that you can download. The other thing I love about Overland Trail Guides is all the GPX files contain points of interest as well. Now, I just know that there are going to be some people watching this video who are going to say, dude, having a pre-designed route totally ruins the whole spirit of overlanding and adventure. Well, I just think that's complete nonsense, to be honest. But look, I get it. If you go out and you like to wing it and you like to just explore, there's nothing wrong with that either. But for someone who's just looking to get started overlanding, having a pre-designed route, one, takes a lot of stress away, and two, it just lowers that barrier to actually getting out and exploring and enjoying an overland adventure. And that's the whole point, isn't it? Okay, next up, let's talk about YouTube. That's right, YouTube, where you are watching me right now. Because the truth of the matter is that YouTube is responsible for a lot of the growth and popularity when it comes to overlanding. There are more amazing overland themed YouTube channels than there ever have been before. And what's even better is, look, overlanding doesn't mean the same thing to everyone. For some people, it might mean doing some serious wheeling and rock crawling in order to get to a difficult to reach campsite. For other people, it may mean crossing an entire continent over the span of multiple months. And for others, it may just mean getting out on some Forest Service roads to escape the city and get some solitude. The point is, whatever overlanding means to you, there are multiple YouTube channels out there that are showcasing that type of travel. And not only is that super inspirational, but it can also provide specific ideas on where to go and what to see. Again, further reducing that barrier to getting out there and doing it yourself. The point is this: no matter what overlanding means to you, there are so many amazing content creators out there exploring and doing things that you would like to do that you can't help but learn from them and get inspired. It's just easier than ever before. And the final reason why 2022 is the best ever year to get started overlanding is that there is no time like the present. Yes, I understand that this is a cliche, but it is the truth. And it's also the real reason that I decided to make this video. I hear from so many friends and family members and people that I meet that they love the idea of overlanding or that they have plans to get started overlanding. But the unfortunate reality is most of those people that I talk to never get started. And the thing is, I hear this on an almost daily basis. I hear this from people watching Christine and I on our Epic Overland Adventure series, which, by the way, will be linked below in the comments if you want to watch that. But I hear people talk about how cool they think that adventure was and how amazing the things we saw were, and they want to experience it themselves. But most of the time, that's where it stops. They never get started. They never go out and take that first trip. They never take the plunge. They never go to Expo. They never look at the online resources that are available. They don't connect with a community. And ultimately, this thing that they want to do, they don't. And I think that's a shame, because the only way to know if you're going to like this and if this is something you want to do is to take that plunge and go out on your first trip. My hope in sharing this video is that it serves to inspire you, but more important than serving to inspire you, my hope is that it causes you to get out and take action. Join a community online. Go check out the expo closest to you. Meet some new people. Seek out content creators on YouTube who are doing what you want to do and learn from them, watch them, and emulate them. Use some of the available resources online to plan and execute your first overland trip. Find something right in your backyard and just go. And here's the thing. It doesn't need to be a massive expedition. In fact, if it's your first time going out, it probably shouldn't be. Find something in your backyard, go out on a weekend trip, explore some Forest Service roads, find a wild campsite, and just enjoy. You don't need a $100,000 build to get started. You just need to take that first step, get a little bit uncomfortable, and go. Thank you so much for watching. If you're still there, thanks for hanging with me. And if you enjoyed this type of video, give it a thumbs up so that I know and I can make more content like this in the future. And if you want to see more videos like this, consider subscribing to the channel, because over the coming months, we have an entire series of videos planned helping anyone who's looking to get started and take that first step when it comes to overlanding. Thanks for watching. Until next time.